The Bone Season is my first novel. It's about a young clairvoyant girl named Paige Marnie living in London in the year 2059. She's kidnapped by the government and taken to a secret city, which is based on the city of Oxford, and she discovers a terrible secret that the government has been keeping. I wouldn't say it was science fiction because I think, generally speaking, science fiction is something that could potentially happen. It's based on realistic technologies, whereas The Bone Season is much more of an urban fantasy, which is more based on mythology and things that maybe couldn't really happen. Well, I came up with the idea when I was working in London, and I've always wanted to write a book that features London quite strongly as I live there. And I came up with the idea when I was working in an area of London called Seven Dials, which is in Covent Garden. And the Seven Dials area has quite a lot of clairvoyant type shops, and they sell aura beads and they give psychic readings and palm readings and sell crystal balls. And I just came up with the idea of having a clairvoyant society, and that was really the seed of the book. I think sometimes it's not good for authors to say exactly what the message they're trying to give, because it can feel a little bit preachy. But I think that if there was one theme I would like people to think about when they read the book, it would be freedom, and what is the nature of freedom and who has it and how exactly we can define freedom. Well, Paige, the main character, she came into my head as a voice, really. I had a kind of an image of a girl working in London in Seven Dials, and I started trying to write the story from a first-person perspective, which I hadn't done before. And she just had this incredibly powerful voice, and it was the kind of voice that was really demanding to be written. It was very urgent and very kind of perceptive. So she kind of came to me as a combination of an image and a voice. And so that's kind of, I built her around her voice, I guess. Yes, it's all narrated through the main character's voice, and the story is all seen through her eyes. Well, the structure of the book, it is essentially a linear narrative, but it does have some flashbacks, and the reason for that is revealed later in the story. But it does. I think there are maybe 4 or 5 flashbacks in the book, but generally speaking, it's all linear. I mean, it depends how you define the mystery genre, because I think that the mystery is revealed quite early in the book, so it's not like we're sort of aiming to get to the mystery as we go. But I guess there's a little bit of mystery in there, there's a little bit of thriller. It's kind of a mix of genres, really. I tried to kind of experiment with mixing genres. Yeah, no, there's chases, there's kind of there's action scenes, there's sort of romance scenes, there's all sorts of different things. I'm very much, I don't like staying in the box as a writer. I like kind of pushing out of genres and mixing them up. So you'll see quite a lot of different things in there. I mean, it was quite difficult when I wrote it, when I sent it to my agent, to say who exactly it was targeted at, because the main character is 19, which is older than the young adult audience, but it's also a little bit young for the adult audience. And the book is officially published as an adult book, which I was pleased with, because it means that I can explore more adult themes in the other books. So really, I just recommend it for anyone who likes fantasy and kind of dystopian narratives.